Okay, so today in this stream I want to talk about different approach in drawing city views. So here it's interesting topic is about this like different system which you apply when you want to draw some view. So actually like it's absolutely same. It works same in when you draw outdoors or and when you work from photo, and it's like sequence, um, thinking process, planning, all the stuff. It's the same. Only like main difference is quality of material, because like when you work outdoors, you have much better material like source, you know. So it's like here, for example, if this is view, I've been standing at the metro station in Taipei. So, and I noticed this like a zebra crossing, and I like composition. So if I like in this situation, I was thinking like, okay, later I like to draw this view from photo. So I make a couple photos because one photo is never enough information. It should be a couple photos, like little different angles, maybe like little different areas. Like so here, for example, let's show you. So here is just like how it looks here, like when I stand in waiting train, and then how it looks from train window when I like get inside train. So I make photos. So this kind of place which is impossible to draw because train is waiting like half a minute maybe, you know. So you can only make photo to draw after. So you see, it's like slightly different. Also because people moving, vehicles moving, more photos you have, it will be better. If I were standing in a train which is not moving, for example, like so I can draw there like 1 hour at least, right? So I will have much more material because I stand in directly there, and I can look around, I can look up, down, left, right, and I can like see how this environment change, which different cars there, what people walking around, all this stuff. So with photo, it's kind of frozen moments, right? So it's better be bunch of moments, not just one moment. Don't limit yourself. Okay, so in here I want to talk first, like most common approach when people draw cityscapes is what I see, like beginners, all the stuff. So it's like he have a photo in front of him or a view in front of him, and he just start to draw. Yeah, he can also apply some perspective principles, like let's say here make some perspective grid, so it will be like following perspective. Very very raw. So and then just sketching, kind of recreating view, like recreating look of this situation, look of this environment. So more you practice, more similar kind of will be result, more better line quality, better proportions. So just make some demonstration of such approach. And I also think it's like it's what everybody think when they see line art, like sketch, right? So people think sketch is something like this. You just practice. Hello, John. You just practice to like your accuracy. You draw better and better, and so you can draw more similar. So this is what people always think about what is sketching. But point of this video is to show that is like only one approach, like most maybe like simplest approach, like every beginners follow, beginners or amateurs. So it's just being kind of a visual, like copy machine kind of, right? So you also kind of let it go through yourself, so it's better than mechanical machine. You still like it will be like your feelings in a lines, so it's nothing bad with that. But structurally uh, it's like most simple and the most basic way to see sketching. Okay, so I can turn. Here. 3. So if we like consider it, let's say, from being outer kind of creator point of view, so this kind of sketching is more just like exercising. It's like practicing, applying perspective rules, and just getting mileage of drawing different stuff. So you kind of process all this different strategies, kind of like how to draw people, how to draw trees, how to draw buildings. So like I said before, it's never enough just to read book or just to understand something theoretically. You also need to do something like this to practice kind of this theory, practice this knowledge. So this kind of sketching, yeah, it has this part of it. You kind of practice, you getting a result of making something look like a real object, look like real view. But like creative wise, like from like if we're talking about like being an author, being like artist, this is less creative kind of work, because artistic decisions here is minimal. It's like just let's say it's like if you're dancing, it's like choreography training, you know. So you just practice to practice your harmony, balance, this kind of very essential qualities, kind of. But like when I draw like this, it's like it's like just having good time, you know. It's just like when I completely don't have brain power, like, oh, I cannot think, I just need to sketch something without thinking, because no, totally like brain can't work currently. So I will just sit and relax, sketching something like this. But when is what to do, like when you want to create kind of something, right? What is creating something, like a composer, like author, like who's like writing story stuff like this, like something like really um unique and say like with a creative choices, which is not like visual aesthetical, but more about your ideas, your perception, kind of more personal on a deeper level, kind of, right? So, which is really will like expose your personal deep self, kind of how what kind of work it will be if we think this way. It should be like different process, different way to approach and consider kind of all this process. Oh, hello, Rahul. Uh, yeah, yeah, of course, urban sketching is very helpful. It's just draw from life. It's super important for artists because you need to do it for a while, like regularly, like every week, or at least once, or every day for some time. Maybe draw people in a train, maybe draw people from a window, draw anything around you from real life. Why it's important? Because it will give you understanding. You should to get this understanding. That is very different quality of information. When you have information from screen, from photo, or when you have information from life around you, you need to train for a bit, practice for some time to be able to use this information, right? So like how can I draw this? How can I use this information to put inside my illustration, inside my painting? Um, so, and when you will able to do this, when you no, when it starts to look okay for you, like how you draw from observation, you will understand it's like much better, much deeper. I mean, it's like uncomparable. Like I can draw from photo only because I can draw from real life. Photo for me is go like substitute just in case if I don't have like like I don't want today, for example, like spend 3 hours to go to this place, and for current purpose will be enough just to draw it from photo like this. But I have this like conscious choice, because sometimes there is places which impossible to draw from photo, and I have this from experience. If I don't have experience, I will don't see this difference. And also this ability and experience of drawing from life, like I say, whatever from life, and don't go to follow somebody in groups. No, just go yourself, go alone, and really experience it on your own. I don't understand this kind of things together, talking and drawing. No, it should be you and what you draw. So, and when you have this experience, it's kind of give you this important foundation to work with any other experience. You you will always get back to this you're feeling from drawing from life. Like if I draw from photo, I kind of make myself feel like if I'm actually there, you know. So, and again, this place I've been there. It's not from internet, so I can kind of ground myself in this place, kind of, you know. So and then if you start to draw like sci-fi or whatever, like cyberpunk, still you will able to draw it in a much better quality when you can ground it to your own experience. You can imagine like what if you were physically there, like you've been when you draw the street like near your house, kind of, you know. So you will really draw from inside of you. You will really like kind of anchor it inside your own experience, inside your own feelings. But to be able to do this, you need to draw from life. So you will, because it's kind of I don't know, like say like it's like source of true. All other is fake. True is only what you can see directly. So this is kind of can you draw this? Can you work with this? Okay, you can do something real and you can be artist. If you're not able to do this, okay, you definitely not there. You need to work on it, you know. Uh, okay, so yeah, I will talk now more about my process. So here I just finished with this demonstration of kind of flowed approach, let's say. Something like approach which is I want to oppose and explain why my kind of my system which I invent for myself is better than this approach. Так. So here's some buildings. So all the stuff it sounds like is esoterical kind of stuff, but like I say again, like people, when teachers tell you simple advice, they just say go and draw from real life is like most important thing for artists. Nobody care, you know. Then you start to explain like why it's important. Okay, it sounds surreal or esoterical. I don't know. It's like kind of because it is something like a religious experience, you know. It's just how to be alive. You just go there and you experience like life, you know, on a much better and deeper levels than usually people experience it. What is good for us as artists, we don't need to go to sects and churches for this. Being artists, doing art, like practice what artists should do, interact with real life, with like this kind of thing, actual being or true or whatever, God or universe. It's kind of something what people look when they don't have it and they go to churches and stuff. So I think it's, of course, it's super important. And you can draw digital, whatever, up to you. Like my favorite artist and Andrei, I think Andrei Surnov, he draws so crazy digital stuff, and he doesn't have iPad. He been like take this cheap tablet, like a cheap Wacom, or some more cheaper some stuff, and notebook, and he go outside and like draw his notebook. It's so funny. And his is like live digital paintings is so cool. And you can see these things you can grab only from real life. You cannot do this with the photos. Photos is just it's just nothing, you know. It's just like dots or light from screen. It's some, you know, hard, totally different thing. Так. Okay, so let's say usually people will draw like this, right? You just sit, you draw in, and blah 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 blah. What problem with this approach? Problem with this, that is like very vague and unsystematic. Like if we're talking about a structure system and principles, here is like very few principles, which is give you make whole process very like, let's say bulky kind of. It's very bulky. It's not sharp, you know. It's not something like when you're when we're talking about this like precise engineering, you know. It's too basic. And creative wise, it's don't give you much creative control. It's very intuitive here and random. So how to make it more creative? Okay, here I have my system. I've been working on book right now. I want to make a book about this. So what actually artists do, right? Like art for me is like a form of communication. So you want to deliver some message, let's say, like to somebody, right? So you there's, let's say, certain dialogue, so certain conversation, and then you want to pass your message. And when this message is more complicated than something like when you talk about like, oh, where is 7-Eleven? Say like, okay, you go straight, turn right. Okay, it's not, you don't need art form for that, right? But when your message is something like beyond usual conversation, beyond like general experience, something like very complicated, then it's go to a field of poetry or like complex narratives, you know, like something like this, something undescribable, something undefinable, and etc etc. So you can tell about your feelings, but there is no feelings. You know, you cannot point at them, you cannot grab them, drop them in the back and measure them with a ruler, whatever. It's imagination. So when we're dealing with this kind of information, it's we go into form of art because it gives us opportunity to make complex messages which have like they might be very specific and also emotional and deliver like let's say like make you to react and etc, right? So, and let's say communication, if we're talking about communication, It's like verbal, non-verbal. So like I can speak with words or I can make gestures. And if we talk about like representation form, it's concrete and abstract. So concrete is like, again, you can see like, okay, mug, this exact mug in my hand, you know, so it's tangible, it's super concrete, it's but abstract is something like no, you know, like more broad or not existent kind of thing, like love or I don't know, equality and freedom, all the stuff. So then your message is kind of set of these parameters. So we have like this all four qualities kind of in actually as a part of a message. So okay, let's say back to picture here. It's also a message. It's a visual message, but it's message to me, and it's like a book kind of, right? It's like meaning of the story in a book. It depends from reader. So for me as artist, it depends how I read this message, how I read this visual signals. And so let's see, right? We see all this stuff. Now we can break down this according to these qualities. So verbal, non-verbal, concrete, and abstract. So if we talk about verbal and concrete, so it means it's something like which is exist as objects in a life, in the world, and we can spell it, we can describe it by words. So I can say motorcycle, I can say somebody sit on motorcycle, he have jacket, jeans, socks, and these shoes. There's building, on a building have all the stuff. So try to see it's like, you know, like this Neo in the Matrix, like our Robocop or Terminator. Just imagine like you see all the stuff only as verbal objects. You see only verbally, like, and you narrating it in the form of words. So it's all the stuff: air conditioners, people, shadow, light, casting light, all this marks on the road, dust, rocks, windows, reflections in windows. I can say it and it's there, kind of, right? I can say it in words. So it's only one aspect of this message, kind of. Other one is if we talk about non-verbal concrete, this I call images. And this is some kind of, let's say, if we talk about people, but these people never same, right? It's always different people, and every people have their own flavor, kind of their own character. And it's also cool practice why it's cool to draw in the metro, because you can see like everybody doing same stuff, standing or sitting, watching the phone, but everybody do it with their own character, like slightly different. But when you draw it, when you observe it, more you do it, more you see this difference, and you improving your ability to define this like unique quality of each particular person, kind of, right? So the image, this non-verbal, it means like I cannot exactly say, like I cannot fully describe your personality. I cannot fully describe this exact tree. I can talk about it like parameters, but it will not completely describe it, right? So but I can feel kind of this let's say like I can feel it somehow non-verbally, like this unique uh, quality of this tree. We can kind of see this kind of unique quality of this, let's say, two different women or girl, whatever. So somehow they're similar. They kind of follow same type, like they like similar age. They standing under shadow, waiting on a zebra, kind of, you know, and like same. They live in the same time in same area. So they have a lot of similar things, but also they have different. Some like uh, let's say this maybe she dressed like she wearing clothes like feels like more cozy, when this feels more like student type of clothes, something like this, right? So then well, I talking about image. So let's say maybe it's like young mother and this is a student, or she work barista in a coffee shop. I just making this up, you know, but it's just example what I mean. So all these three people here on the motorcycles, all completely different. I can consider them like as like a motorcycle rider and motorcycle as one image, because it's his motorcycle. Somehow they're all motorcycle will kind of represent his character together, kind of, you know, like one unit. And also himself also will be like as separate image, and how they different from each other. So this is non-verbal concrete. And again, just imagine like if you look all the stuff, but you try to see things through this perspective. And then if we talk about verbal and abstract, no, it's funny, you can just also imagine yourself. Verbal and abstract is this what I say? It's like we can say it by words, but this words actually will not completely describe it. It's like can be like let's say like abstract ideas, you know, like equality, or I don't know, well, country, even country, right? If you say country, what exactly do you mean? Like territory, whatever. So there will be definitions, all the stuff, or life, happiness, all the stuff. So point here is this is also what you can impose to your picture. This what visual image can trigger you, so you will have this abstract ideas inside your head, you know, because it's always something in our head. It's always some ideas in our heads. Like we cannot avoid this, unfortunately. So and images that triggers these ideas. So you look, I don't know, you look this truck, for example, like, and you think, okay, somebody going to work, or like busy, like maybe delivering something, or he's like let's say like how's it called, work in construction. Like when I was making murals in the schools, we was also driving these trucks. So there was like stairs, paint inside, all this stuff. Like so. Other one, okay, here we have this like car. It's look like, okay, it's like family car. Maybe it's like a little expensive. I don't know. So it's kind of give you some idea of quality of life, let's say. So we have two ideas here. So you can kind of you can push it more further, and you can like, or you can extract it from there, or you can impose this idea. But when you do this in your artwork, this what make your message more complete, kind of, and let's say solid and rich. So that's why I say it's like we have these four aspects. They really enrich your work, like creatively, artistically. And abstract and non-verbal is abstract forms, and this, let's say, try to imagine like absolute deconstruction. So when you deconstruct everything, if you deconstruct visually, okay, abstract forms, it will be like lines, shapes, rhythms, maybe like sharp shapes, curved shapes, maybe some like aggressive or soft, all the stuff is like abstract quality of it. So if I look this through abstract lens, I will see these lines here, you know, let's say. So we have these lines here, and we have these lines here. Like, I will arrange them according to each other, like a sounds in the music. So it's like, you know, this bass, it's volume, it's tone, it's rhythm, all this kind of abstract qualities. And what is point here, it's important to be deliberate about this and really understand you dealing with this aspect of work. So if like I do this, right, it's like this diagonal short lines, kind of. Then there, of course, they relate with this one. They relate with this, and this relate with this. Also, then here we have this rhythm. So even if I don't show what is exactly abstract quality itself, it make this work as a music composition, kind of. So all these like art forms, they from my kind it's kind of my theory here, you see, all art forms, they have these four aspects: dancing, poetry, prose, music. So and it's funny, it's like music without words, just melody, kind of, will have all four aspects. You can kind of interpret this way. Or song is most obvious example, because in a song we have verbal, we have objects, so we have some kind of, you know, this like real life elements there, like talking about people, about situation, about some parameters. There are, of course, images, ideas, and abstract form, no, at least it's sound itself, because like when you think or when you talk is a different abstract form of delivering like a verbal message, kind of, you know. Okay, so, and now let's say I want to draw this view with this approach, like how I usually do this. Now we'll show It's okay, not too boring. Write me in the comment. So if I draw from live or if I draw from photo, it's kind of same here. So I look like verbal, concrete, like what kind of objects I see. There is a hierarchy. It's like if you, no, it's called like analysis. So you break down, um, you following this kind of prism, like from point of view of this like elements. So from general category to more particular category, like from general to parts of these categories. No, so category, subcategory, all this stuff. Okay, cool. Thank you, Rahul. Yeah, we'll now we'll demonstrate kind of how it works. So if I analyze it's like objects, how it works. So I look at this and I see, okay, here I have this corner, this building here. Then I have this area for pedestrians. Then I have this road here. Then there's like break in middle of this road. Then the other side of road. Then here we have these buildings on the other side of streets. So you see this as main groups, general groups. Then also we can say these roads and pedestrian area, it's a ground, right? So ground, vehicle area, pedestrian area. Then what happened on these areas? On the vehicle area we have motorcycles, sometimes cars, so I can switch, I can draw one more car here, like two motorcycle, one car for example, because the car also here on the road sometimes. Here it's might be car, might be motorcycle. So when I apply logic, right, so I can play with this. So it's not necessary copy this. Now I'm free from reference. I'm not a slaver of this reference. I use reference only as a source of ideas, but now I can adjust it anyway. So when I have category, I start to think about elements of this category. So let's say building here. Okay, this building have different floors. So I see like, okay, how many floors here? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 floors. Let's say I will draw something like this. So then we have on the first floor the 7-Eleven shop. So you see, it's like carving from a stone. I kind of go from to more and more detail. So we have shop. What is shop? Shop is this kind of design, right? So this is typical 7-Eleven sink. Then it's like showcase, and also as a part of shop is this prop. But this like billboards, yeah, they're themselves like a prop which is built to attach to building. So when we have this one, right? So we have this category for billboards. We have category for each floor. So first floor is shop. Second floor, I don't know, this like it's probably it's like a church. If like we follow this billboard, maybe it's a church. So I can now, you see, I can more narrate afterwards. I can draw somebody here in the church, and then we have this thing, like here's look more like, I don't know, that's weird. What happens there? I don't know. So, and then something above there. So I break down, right? Then on the ground here. So we have this like billboards extension of this building, extension of this ground. It's this traffic light and tree. And it's also funny because they're kind of start to be like a statement on themselves, on their own, you know. But this go into it's kind of hard to not intertwine them. It's always intertwined, you know. So you see, like, it's already like when I consider traffic light and tree, it's already go somewhere to idea about let's say conflict of urban artificial elements and nature, and also its image, because it's some kind of I don't know, it's like look itself as a symbol. You can make it be as a symbol, you know, some kind of like traffic light, like birds sit on the traffic light, and there's squirrel and a tree. So then you're making like a poster, like a symbol inside your sketch, you know. So, and this is only one of them. From my point of view, more you do this kind of stuff is better, of course. It's just because it just enrich your work, right? So, but I jumped, let's me back just to objects, right? So again, we have road, we have pedestrian, we have this traffic light, we have tree. Also on the road, we have marks on the road, right? So there's marks on the road. Zebra here, zebra there. We have this other building, other side. It's divided on this like different sections, like array of apartments, kind of. So then each of them also will have this kind of like balcony, right? So each balcony might have air conditioner, so I can draw 2, somewhere 1, somewhere don't have, somewhere we have something like in the window, and each design for each balcony also have different variation. It might be like this, or it might be just 2, or it might be like a 3 like frame with a 3 division, or it might be like a cage, you know. So I just talking like about information, right? So maybe some window, like somebody like stay in the window. So this and big part of this I do in my mind, like when I look and I just breaking it down. It's like, okay, this, okay, what I see that. So then we can also drop shadow from tree. And people, yeah, forget about people. So people can walk zebra, like here, for example, because like it's red light now, right? So it might be like a mother with children here, somebody with a you know, like children go from school with the books. So somebody like sit inside cafe, inside 7-Eleven, drinking coffee. Some old man read newspaper, you know. So we have these layers of information. It's just information. Then abstract. Let's jump immediately to abstract forms. So all this stuff I should also consider as abstract elements. How I manifest them, like how I represent them as abstraction, because on the paper it's no people here, it's no road here, it's no buildings here. We're not crazy, right? We know we know it's just a paper and marks on paper. So if we get back to this true reality, we say like, okay, actually we are dealing with the marks on paper. So we see something as a result of the marks, which is give us like work as a symbol, kind of associate with some real objects, right? But it's not only one function, it's to make it recognizable, is to give us like a link to something real. Also important thing on abstraction kind of level, it's this like in the music, it's this don't know how to explain, it's like this abstract quality itself is like a music. You can feel it, it's like a flow, it's like it might be like soft and quiet, or it can be like very aggressive, it can be like melody, very like a flow, or it can be like a torn, broken, you know, like a sound like a bottle broken on the ground, you know, like broken into pieces, kind of this, or explosion, or like this kind of stuff, right? This is abstract quality. So you as artist, you have this wave, let's say, like this feeling of this melody or music inside yourself, and you want to place it here. So for me it's kind of 50-50, or some relationship here. It's like part of me inspired by stuff from outside. So I have this reference, he give me some idea of this music, of these rhythms, but also I see them this way because it's part of me, right? So I like to see this kind of you know, I don't know, some kind of like a heavy metal or techno music, something like this. So it's like it's little I don't know how to say, well, like a cyberpunk, yeah, you know, this kind of thing, like epic and action. So when I draw, when I deal with these objects, when I want to show them, I will, like now I switch, you know, I can like do it, it's like, you know, it's happening like very fast switch, like, okay, I see zebra, but then I switch and it's like, I have no idea it's the zebra, I just want this abstract wise to be interesting shape, and I want them to relate, like relate to each other in an interesting way, you know. You see, it's kind of some, for example, right, it's like this kind of thing. I know, it's just like interesting abstraction here. It's like, you know, this abstract element. So then this one, so I want to make sure it's combines interest in an interesting way with this thing. And here again, like I say, more important for me is how it looks here. And this is most kind of obvious difference with the previous approach, because this like primitive approach, or say like a basic approach, when you just copy this way, you super dependent from reference. You like, you push yourself so much to please kind of this to please this reference, to please this original source, kind of. So like, oh, I hope I can make it look similar, you know. But here I'm more seeing like what I'm showing, what I want, what is my message, how people will see it when they will look in this piece of paper, kind of, right? So how it will make them feel, what kind of idea it will trigger in them, what kind of associations, what kind of information they will get. So I want to give them some information about Taiwan, for example. I want to give them some feelings, what I have, like share some maybe like awesome feelings, like, you know, when I just like mind-blowing kind of feelings, like wow, it's so cool, I like this stuff, you know. And maybe I want to put some gags, some jokes, some or tell some story, you know. So this what I want to put here. It's not about like being accurate to this reference. Так. So let's see. It's hard to demonstrate all this thing because it's so nuanced. Okay, so again, put to yourself into abstraction. So what abstraction we have? We have this. Also I can use perspective as scaffolding kind of for abstraction. Perspective is also part of abstraction. It's and it's part of this like abstract composition, because you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. You cannot avoid abstract quality of your work. So better if you can control it. And this is all the point about this. That's why we need to think about what exactly abstract parameters of all this stuff. So these abstract qualities will be there because you choose. And of course there will be always like lucky accidents. But it's like, I think Michael Jordan say something like this. It's like, yeah, you can be lucky when you're training a lot, but if you're not prepared, okay, luck will not happen with you. It's something like this. I forget exactly. This original phrase sounds much better. So point is here is just elevate ourselves to this level when, if luck happens, it will be much higher quality of work than if it will be luck, you know, when you're like, oh, I'm so happy, it's look like a human. It's like, wow, amazing, it's a miracle. Or other luck, it's like when you like think about all the stuff like abstraction, about drawing some precise characteristics, and afterwards you look your drawing and you see like, wow, here is actually some much more than I put there. Somehow some other qualities, like somehow they appeared them without me like consciously implant them in this work. So in this kind of stage with pencil, it's mostly about this. I want to place these objects and make sure they look aesthetically, abstractly interesting, you know, or in a way I want them look. Also here in this situation, let's say here, this window, why also make me interesting, it's this window here actually is have reflection of a street. So here we can see people walking, motorcycle reflected in this window. Da -da -da -da. In this one. So I don't know already like how many floors I draw in, but I want to make sure this window is here. It's big enough so I can draw some reflections there. So this is this window here. So when we draw on the first approach, all your worry is worry about how to make things look correct. When you use this approach, your worry is much different. You think about how to make them look certain way, look in the way you want them to look. So you see, okay, again, abstraction. This is a choice. It's a choice. It's not random. And these shapes, every shape should be as a choice, result of choice, not as a just occasion. So let's say even these lines, right? We have this line, we have this line, we have this line. Everything I try to see abstractly, how they relate. And like rhythms, let's say rhythms. We have rhythm of this, and we have rhythm of this. Also this rhythm here. And if you draw motorcycles, it's also you trying to kind of play them with interest and rhythm. Maybe also people, like we have, let's say like one people here, one people here, one people here. So it's like longer break and no break, or maybe I make some very small break here. Also here is like intersect this line, here is inside. Here you see it intersects slightly. Here is like almost all body is intersect this line. This is also abstract kind of quality of it. So again, if back to music, if you try to play in guitar and sync, first time it feels impossible. You think like kind of, how can I control my fingers when I play this tune and remember words and sync kind of, you know, so you forget words, you cannot uh, control guitar, so it feels absolutely impossible. But after some practice, okay, it start to works. Same, or it's also example like a juggling, when we have like 2 balls, 3 balls, or apples, like when you juggle with them, then you put 5, 6, and etc. So first of all, at least juggling here with the information and abstraction, it's like very essential importance skill. So it's like you draw actual thing, but simultaneously in the same time you consider it as like something like which is have only abstract quality. It's just marks on the paper. It's just this line, like we have this line, we have this line, we have this line. Yeah, so you just composition as arranging information, placing this information around, and also arranging marks, arranging these lines and shapes. Так. Так. So, let's see. And from my observation, this is actually how every artist work. Only thing here is like me as like a methodologist. I just like to find this thing and break it down. Let's see. So I see here what kind of objects we have on the roof. Also I see it's like we're going to very, very fine small elements. Yeah, there even have a cables. And they're very, like from distance, they are not noticeable. They're not important. But it's opportunity, and if I want, I can use them in my work because it's extra information. It's opportunity to make some story about it. Also, it's opportunity. It's one more abstract shape, right? Because like if I have this abstraction here, now I can also have these cables. They just give some opportunity to make some more marks. Now they will have this reason, you see, interesting. So if I will feel like it's too boring, they're too repetitive, these elements. Oh, now I have suggestion. I can break it with some cables kind of. Also here we have on the roof some antenna, some kind of this thing. Also, it might be birds in the sky, it might be cloud. Again, it's interesting, important thing. It's to see how, if you place some element, how this element work as abstraction. And then, of course, and this kind of harder for me to do, it's to be also conscious about images and ideas. No, images, yeah, I do a lot of images actually. You just kind of find some interesting characters, interesting vehicles, and interesting people. You try to describe this, to like express this special vibe of this tree. And ideas is more like, you know, it's like what is the message on the narrative level, kind of, right? Like you want to comment on something, you want to yeah, you want to tell some kind of story. For me, often I have same idea most of the time. My idea is just to kind of to show beauty of daily stuff, or like how usual things might be actually impressive and I don't know how to say, no words. Like a magical and epic. You know this. So things more than they look. So now let's see. Here, let's put really somebody sit here. Maybe somebody. Yeah, so here is a lot of my interpretation here. So I want to see what I want to show here. Maybe motorcycle. Yeah, maybe two motorcycle. It's like a reflection in the window. And you see even here, very interesting, right? Like these two segments, and they have two different frames, and I can switch them if I want. I can use one type, like let's say I can only use this one if I want, or I can make this here and this frame here. This is kind of my point also, like when we have all these objects in a reference in real life or in a photo, it's up to me how to work with them, how to use them, and I will use them for my purpose. If I want to say something, if I want to if it will better for my composition, kind of, right? So like if for composition it's better if this frame will be like this here, like this vertical frame, here will be this frame, I will use this way. Or I can do absolutely other kind of frame. Nobody will go there and check these details, you know. Also you see like all these fine elements, like a cable, which is like electric cable for this billboard. So cool, right? And again, I will see, is this necessary? And it's also as another thing, it's here we have this kind of pipes for air conditioner, and here we have this cable for billboard. We can use it as elements of a narrative. It's kind of, it's not like people doing something. It's not like very exciting narrative here, but it's narrative too. We kind of was showing what happened. Okay. Again, I don't know, like also you see how much it fits the composition. So let's see this window here. What happened? Oh, there's also interesting reflection. There's some cables. If I don't know what to draw here, okay, I can draw a bird. It's kind of cheap trick. But it's also element of composition, because birds, like vehicles on a road, birds, they give this ambience. Like, okay, if we see road with vehicles, it's something like very familiar for us, and it's like immediately gives this atmosphere of the city, of a road. And if we draw birds, it gives us feeling of air. It's kind of you know, like invisible space, like air between all the stuff, so it became like more volumetric. So it's not only simple thing, but it's also kind of interesting element. It's a smart liner. Yeah, if you have questions, let me just let me see. So, where's my liner? I was put special liner for this drawing. Weird. Just for a second. A look, a linear can show you some recent. So this kind of drawing, I use same principle to draw. Ah, it's fall down on the floor. Yeah, and also look at this. Yeah. Again, more you practice with stuff, yeah, more you better with this, right? So more you practice with abstraction, more you see fancy stuff, and it's so cool. Just look at this. So woohoo! It's so cool here. Look. So this thing. Have these verticals here, and here let's have this kind of horizontal. And then we have this 3 line. And I draw them with same proportions because too small space. It's okay. Mhm. Do I have preferred thickness of paper for work? Uh, you just try different paper and see which one for which tool is better for you. Yeah, I think about paper like it should be like a good qualities, because if it's cheap paper and you make a good picture on it, after a couple years it will paper will be broken, you know, and sometimes it's color change, sometimes it's like a stains, like a yellow stains on the paper. It's like very disappointing. So just make sure you use, like if you make study drawings just for practice, use any cheap paper, up to you. But if you want to make work for which will like keep for longer, buy a good paper. And you can talk with people in a shop, like which paper better for which ink or watercolor. Like sometimes the artists work in a shop, or experts in materials. But in general, yeah, you just look what you can buy and try how it works for you. Like this one, it's like right now I use, this is Bristol, what's it called, smooth surface, uh, yeah, 9 and 12 inches. But it's not good for watercolor. This Bristol cannot keep watercolor on the surface. So for line art is nice. I can erase a lot, it's okay. But I cannot use watercolor for this. Mm, so yeah, it's just for me important quality paper should be like good quality, and also some good brand, and it's not cheap paper. And also you look like if line art, I don't like when line will be dissolved. So I want to make sure it's like hot pressed paper or stuff like that, you know. Yeah, so I think it's more important. It's just like when you think about your art as a product, so you need good quality paper, because it will keep longer, so people who will buy also your work, they will happy it's not broken after a couple years, you know. Yeah, so it's easy to recommend custom watercolor paper, handmade from Italy. You go to Venice, talk to these paper makers, let them make custom paper for you. I don't know like how much, like one sheet is, how many, but it's not cheap. Let's definitely recommend this kind of paper. Mm, yeah, Volcan nearby. What type of scenes are most popular among your buyers? Which works tend to sell better than others? Um, mm, yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I'm very bad in selling and understanding clients. I have no idea what in the client's heads, but no, it's definitely like works with the streets which people know. So Sometimes it's street where somebody lived before, so he liked to buy this because it's memory. So like sometimes like I have clients, Taiwan people who live in other countries, so they like have nostalgia for Taiwan and they want to buy some Taiwan views. Some people like to buy some kind of popular views, like what's called touristic spots. Sometimes like this view might be like, I don't know, just like some personal associations. Maybe remind something from childhood or from favorite movie. Yeah, so it's very hard to for me to say here something. Mm. For me, it's just important people buy what I draw already, or they ask me to draw what is normal for me to draw, what what I will usually draw, you know. So uh, yeah, sometimes it's been my clients who ask me to draw historical architecture, so some old city, old streets, this kind of stuff. Also, because war in Ukraine, so I've been drawn this protesters and stuff about supporting Ukraine. So people who want to support Ukraine, they buy art with Ukraine, but I don't have any money from that. Yeah. Yeah, I think for us, yeah, like for us as artists, at least the most important is just make sure uh, for us it's interesting to draw and we produce a lot. So then when you make art constantly and you make a lot of art, people can notice you as an artist. They will see your works. Sometimes they will buy just because they like your stuff. That's all. And it definitely will happen when you will become for some reason like legendary or let's say iconic artist, and people will just buy because it's your work, it's your brand. You know, like I totally believe, I agree with the point when people say people spend money, um, let's say irrationally. It's not logic in people money spending. It's all often, most of time, is irrational decisions. And professional like marketers, sellers, they know how to manipulate buyers. For me, I just don't interested in that. It's just kind of incredibly mundane and boring subject. There's also a nice interview with Rolling Stones, like a young Rolling Stones, like there's like very young Mick Jagger, and like a journalist asked him like, why you so popular, why so famous, like why so many people like your concert and stuff, or you like your music. I mean, you can definitely see they having fun. It's just like absolute joy for them to perform. And this very young Mick Jagger, he say, I have no idea. It's just some kind of chemical reaction. So it's like, is this really a necessity for artists to think about what clients like and what they interest in? Maybe it's more important to focus on what is fun for you, and then people will react to this. And I hear this point of view a lot, because if you will think too much about how to sell and what other people want, what they like, you will like lost your track. It's a wrong way to go. So no, it's totally like, if you succeed, usually, yeah, I think usually in this case of success with this direction, it's very mm, very boring stuff, like how say, mediocre stuff. It's not direction towards being becoming like real, unique, and what's it called this word, unique and authentic, kind of. Yeah. There's also Rick Rubin. You can watch Rick Rubin interviews. I also recommend his book, Art, Our Creativity, like a Way of Being, something like this. Anyway, Rick Rubin. And he, like his point of view is absolutely, he say, artists should ignore what other people might think about his work. Like that's absolutely like I don't care. Like first you doing your stuff, you do it in a way you think best way it should be, because like only you know what is best for your work. And then when it's done, when you finish this work, you can think about how to show it and how to present it. So maybe it's like put in a golden frame, hire some marketing team and stuff like this, buy Facebook ads, but never think about customer, about people on a production stage. It should be about work itself, kind of this point of view. Kind of not very convenient to draw from this angle. There's interesting pattern here. Mhm. So here, silicon bar. Let's go. Stand. Here can be table. It's kind of funny vibe in this picture today. erase a little bit. Yeah, also kind of think is for me it's hard to think like about composition when people watching, and that's why for me it's best to work when I'm alone, and that's why usually in the streams I just draw something which is not require composition thinking. It's when just construction, perspective, the stuff. But anyway, I hope in this video I kind of explain my point, explain my approach. It's not best example here, but it gives idea, explains idea, I hope. So all these lines like right now, I think how they work as abstraction. And make them right to subject is secondary to abstract quality. Okay, so I don't want like too much details here. No, okay, anyway, something like this. We'll stop stream here, and here are some details I will do and post later in my Instagram. This Instagram city sketch, you can see it. Yeah, so see you next time.